Rolling Stone magazine once said that Starship's We Built This City was one of the worst songs ever in the 80s. Now, I'm no expert, but that song wasn't all that bad, was it? Cars, I know something a little about, and the way they built this city is actually pretty damn good. The Brio as well. Now this is the all-new City and this is the all-new Brio. And if you would like a more extensive look at these automobiles, we do have walkarounds of each vehicle, which I'm sure that the links are somewhere above or found in the description below. But on those comprehensive walkarounds, there are some questions that we can't really answer. Specifically like, how does it drive? And what the fuel efficiency is like? And just exactly what is all the hoopla about the Honda sensing that they've now put in standard in all the city vehicles, and answer a question that we had never thought to ask, just exactly what the car is like on the track. But before all of that, let's get to all the hoopla about the Honda sensing. And for that, you need to go back to me of yesterday. Huh? Are you looking to compare prices for your brand new car? Well then, visit AutoDeal.com.ph, select the car that you want, and choose to request for a quote from our network of over 500 official dealer partners nationwide. Within minutes, you'll start receiving offers from the dealers you've selected. All that's left is for you to select the deal that's best for you. Get the best deal on AutoDeal. A cool addition to the entire City lineup, and I do mean the entire City lineup, is the fact that they now have all Honda sensing. Now, this is a suite of driver aids that you get on mostly much higher spec vehicles, but now Honda has decided to put it on all their cities. In fact, even the Honda City that doesn't have a reverse camera has Honda sensing, and that's actually pretty cool. Now, part of that Honda sensing is adaptive cruise. Now, if you're unfamiliar with adaptive cruise, it's basically like cruise control, but it's got a brain, in the sense that it's got a sensor up front and it can tell just exactly how fast the automobile in front of you is going. So as of right now, I have set my cruise control on 100 kilometers per hour, but I'm only traveling roughly about 70 kilometers per hour because the system senses that there's an automobile in front of me that is going less than 100 kilometers per hour. Now, it keeps itself at a very safe distance from the automobile up front, and then when that automobile disappears or changes lanes, then it will automatically move back to 100 kilometers per hour or whatever it is that you set it on. Plus, you can also set the distance that you are from that automobile, be it very, very close or very, very far, depending on just basically how comfortable you are going to be. Now, to put that in practice, there's a car ahead of me that's probably not going 100 kilometers per hour, but I am. Now, without stepping on the accelerator or the brake for that matter, the car in front of me is obviously going to be slowing down. Well, he's changing lanes at the moment, but he is slowing down, and the car has now started to slow down ever so much, bringing me down to 70, 60, and then now that the car, that silver automobile, has moved out of the way, the automobile now, this Honda City, will now accelerate and bring it back as close as possible to 100 kilometers per hour. There is another car that has exited my lane. Now the sensors see that there is nothing in front of me, and now it will start picking up again, bringing me back up to 100 kilometers per hour. Another cool feature too is it's not autonomous driving at all, but I can turn on my lane keep assist, and what that does is that their sensors will mark, or rather will see the lines on either side of the road and try to keep your vehicle in the center as best as it can. What will happen if I try to change lanes without signaling, as I'm doing right now, is that it's fighting me a little bit and bringing the car back to the center of the lane. But if I were to, let's say, for example, use my indicator, which you should at all times, as I'll demonstrate right now, I'm going to indicate to the right and hide behind this truck right here. And as I indicate, and now the automobile is automatically slowing down without me having to step on the brakes at all. Now that the truck has cleared the way, the car now senses there's nothing in front of me and then will accelerate back up again to 100 kilometers per hour. It's really a feature that's very, very useful on long drives, as we are right now on a convoy of all of these Honda cars all the way to the Batangas racing circuit. It gives the driver a lot more, say, concentration on the road because it's taking care of everything else. You're accelerating, you're decelerating, and it allows you to concentrate on just exactly what's in front of you. It's a really great aid. And again, aid. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's autonomous driving by any means. No, you still need to be concentrated on the road, watch everything that's happening. It's just that it's part of Honda's mission to try and eliminate all accidents and road mishaps and whatnot, because that's what they are all about, trying to be as safe as possible. Ride comfort is very good. I do enjoy driving the city quite a lot. The steering wheel feels very good, getting into a proper driving position, not an issue at all. Unimpeded views, so I'm comfortable while I drive. Now, the steering wheel is one thing that I'd like to talk about because I've always enjoyed the steering wheels of Hondas because they feel good to the touch. And regardless whether you're in the City or the Brio or the BRV, the steering wheel has always felt good. And the leather that they use when leather is available, I like very much. It's not the kind of leather that you know will be destroyed immediately under our sun, but rather it will last long and yet still feel very, very premium. Then there's the question of the ride quality. Well, we are on the Star Tollway right now, which is, well, at speed, it's comparable to being on EDSA at like 60 kilometers per hour. Okay, I may exaggerate a little bit, but
if you can get to 60 at EDSA.
If you can get to 60 on EDSA, Jack is absolutely right. But we are on the Star Tollway right now, and it feels like there's always some form of noise or bump that happens every 10 kilometers. No, sorry, 10 meters, not kilometers. And I gotta tell you, it's actually also very comfortable. As with other automobiles that I've driven here before, much heavier, much larger, much more expensive automobiles, it feels like it's almost the same. I will also point out that the NVH inside the car is actually quite good. The wind noise, it will come in about past 80 kilometers per hour. You will hear it, but there is no whistling sound, so that's a great thing. And then the road noise, well, you can hear the suspension move up and down because of what's happening every 10 meters. Like I mentioned, there's always a cut and a bump and whatnot. But you can't hear the tires at all. So that I actually quite like. Can you imagine if you could hear the tires and then the every 10 meters? It could drive you nuts. Okay, it is a bit warm outside. The next thing that we found is just exactly how fuel efficient the vehicles are. Well, inside the city, when we drove out of BGC and halfway to where we are right now in Batangas, we covered maybe about 85 to 90 kilometers, and we were doing a pretty decent 15.7 kilometers per liter. Now, that's obviously a mix of highway driving and a bit of city driving with a bit of traffic, and then getting nice and racy every once in a while to overtake everyone. Inside this automobile, the Brio, it did about 5 kilometers or 0.5 kilometers per liter better, at about 16.3 to 16 and a half. Now, I will say that it really does depend on who is driving the automobile, because in the same convoy, someone was able to achieve 18 kilometers per liter inside a Brio as well. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why not do the fuel efficiency test all the way to your destination, Batangas? Unfortunately, this wasn't our last destination. You get what I'm getting at? See, although we did see the itinerary, we didn't understand just exactly why we'd be going to BRC. Well, that is, until we got there. Upon getting to BRC, one of the first things that we did was an economy run, believe it or not, on a racetrack. Obviously, it's not going to be the same thing as in the real world, but it was definitely much fun to do. Next was to showcase the safety features and the traction control of the Honda City over, well, sort of like the biggest slip and slide I've ever seen. But odd, it was just for one side of the car. And finally, we got a little bit racy with a mini Gymkhana. I tried to do my best to get through the course as quick as possible, but unfortunately, I did knock down a cone, which put me out of contention. All in all, the track experience was something really a lot of fun to do. Not necessarily something you want to do on roads, on public roads, most definitely not, but it goes to show that the automobiles are very, very capable. If you head on over to our website, AutoDeal.com.ph, you'll find that the top-of-the-line Brio RS is priced at 883,000 Philippine pesos, while the City is priced at 1,128,000 Philippine pesos. For a more in-depth look into these automobiles, head on over to our YouTube channel, which is, I'm sure the links are somewhere up here or in the description down below, where we do have a walk-around of each vehicle. And if you're ready to buy, head on over to our website yet again, AutoDeal.com.ph, and try the Get Quote button, because it'll bring you that much closer to your next automobile, quick, fast, and in a hurry. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's a bit warm today. I'm gonna need some ice. Ice Baby. Did you know that they ranked that as one of the worst songs too? I mean, who are the judges of these things?
Maybe you're just Baduy.
Wow.